Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome to our video. In this video, we're going to talk about political economies of Singapore and find out whether actually Singapore is a good country for people to invest in. So let's jump right into it.
Today I want to talk about Singapore. First, let me talk about the geographical location of Singapore. Singapore is a small island country in the South Asia. It's located at the southern tips of Malay Peninsula. It's very close to Malaysia and Indonesia. Singapore has a very good location because it is along one of the world's busiest shipping routes. Although Singapore is a small country with a land area about 735 square feet, it also has one busiest port in the world. Next, I will talk about the population and ethnic group. Singapore has 6 million people. It is a multicultural country where people from the different race and religions live together peaceful. The main ethnic group are Chinese, Malay, Indians and others. Chinese make up the largest group, followed by Malay and Indians. Singapore has 4 official languages: English, Malay, Mandarin and Tamil. English is the main language used in the school, business and the government. So it is easy for international companies to communicate.
First, we look at Singapore literacy rate, birth rate and standard of living. Singapore has highly educated population and a very high literacy rate. Education is very important to the country because it helps develop the worker and support economic growth. However, Singapore has a low birth rate, high living costs, housing expenses and career commitment are some of the reasons why many people choose to fewer children. To address this issue, the government provides childcare support, financial assistance and parental benefit. Singapore also has a high standard of living with a modern infrastructure, quality healthcare, good public transport and a safe environment. However, the high cost of living remains a challenge. Next, we will discuss Singapore political ideology, political system, election and government. Singapore is a parliamentary republic. Citizens elect member of parliament through general election. The president is the head of state, while the prime minister is the head of government and lead the cabinet. The People's Action Party or PAP has been the dominant political party since Singapore became independent. The government focuses on economic growth, political stability, meritocracy and long-term planning. This stable political environment has helped Singapore attract foreign businesses and investment.
Now, let's talk about Singapore's economy. Singapore is actually a great country to do business. They use mixed market. Let's say, if you want to operate your own company, you can just operate in just few hours online. But you're gonna rent the buildings they owned by the government. Plus, they don't pay much tax, only around 17%. How about the prices? In Singapore, the prices don't go up suddenly. The prices will get more expensive, but slowly. Let's take this for example. A cup of milk tea will cost us $1 today, but next year it will get $1.10. So it is not a big shock. So how about the unemployment issue? In Singapore, almost everyone has a job. For example, in March 2026, there are over 70,000 job vacancies. So the ratio looks like if there is 100 people that need a job, Singapore has 143 job opportunities. So there's a huge opportunities. That's why if you quit your job today, you're probably gonna have a new one by next month. So how about the property rights? We have this to records, who owns what, and we have this to handle patents and trademarks. So everything are covered there. So don't worry. Now immigrants. For foreigners to work in Singapore, they need a pass. Once they got the pass, they will treat and pay like the other Singaporeans. And by 2027, they will make it illegal for bosses to reject people by their nationality.
And then, I will explain why Singapore is a good place for foreign investment. Yes, I think Singapore is an excellent place for foreign multinational companies to sell consumer products. First, Singapore has a strong, stable economy. Second, government supports business and has low level of corruption. Third, Singapore has a modern road, airport and internet service, making business operation easy. People in Singapore also have a high income and strong purchasing power. This means they can afford to buy quality products. In addition, Singapore is a gateway to the ASEAN market, so companies can expand to other Southern ASEAN countries. For the conclusion, Singapore has a strategic location and diverse population and business-friendly environment. This factor makes Singapore one of the best countries for foreign investment and international business.
Lastly, I will explain how Singapore government take action against corruption. Singapore has strict law and strong enforcement to prevent corruption. The corrupt practice investigation also known as the CPIB, is responsible for investigating corruption cases in both the public and the private sector. The government also promotes transparency and accountability among public officials. Anyone involved in corruption can face serious legal action regardless of their position. This effort have helped Singapore maintain a clean and trustworthy government. A low level of corruption also increases public confidence and makes Singapore more attractive to foreign businesses and investors. Overall, Singapore's strong anti-corruption policies play an important role in supporting political stability and economic growth.